My name is Mary. I am owner and outpatient therapist with Eclectic Clinical Solutions, and I am here in the Charlotte Podcast Studio for the Spotlight.
Oh, that was a natural little one take. Look at you. You do this.
I love podcasts.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I've done a lot of them. I used to, one of my best friends, she passed away last year. We used to do a lot of podcasts together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you might be helping me out today then, huh?
Probably not.
Help me get through it, you know?
Probably not.
Hey, what's going on, good people? We are back, and I am Shamar here in Charlotte Podcast Studio with Alan Lux Studios, and I'm presenting The Spotlight. And today we are shining the light on Mary Jackson with Eclectic Clinical Solutions.
You got it.
How you doing, Mary?
I'm fine. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
Good.
Listen, I want to do a proper introduction and shine the light on you. So we're going to get right into it. Mary P. Jackson. And listen, I'm going to tell you, you got a lot of letters behind your name.
a lot.
You're going to have to talk about these letters later. But the letters, we got MSW.
Yes.
LCSW.
Yes.
CCTP.
Yes.
All right, cool. She is the hood hippie therapist, and she provides outpatient therapy and is a clinical trauma professional.
Yes.
Mary believes that therapy is a journey, and she's ready to assist you on your way to providing on that journey, by providing virtual private therapeutic sessions for adults and adolescents.
Yes.
She's licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and Utah.
Now. And waiting on Illinois and Arkansas. They are moving slow, but those licenses are pending.
Okay, good stuff. Now let's go ahead and get this out the way. Mary's accent, she collard greens and skillet cornbread, and I love it.
I'm a country girl. I'm a country girl for real.
Okay.
Like Forest City, North Carolina type country.
Forest City.
3 high schools.
Okay.
Walmart was the club. Because that's all we had.
Right,
so,
right.
yeah.
So y'all parking lot people at Walmart.
Yep. For real.
It. And now you're based in Greensboro.
Greensboro is where I am. Absolutely.
Okay. Good stuff. So let's get right into it. I want to know, how did you get into this world of therapy, mental health, and all of that?
We'll be here all day talking about that.
Okay.
So no, trauma, right? I feel like all Black people have sustained a lot of trauma. When I talk to my clients and talked about lived experiences, if I'm like, oh, I understand, I really understand, right?
Okay.
So mental illness runs in my family, and I don't feel like we talk about that enough in the Black community. We always find a way to make it something else, but I feel like if you have somebody that looks like you, then you're a little bit, you can process it a little bit better and stuff like that. So I'm like, hey, why not do this? And it's a passion for me, like social work, therapy, all of that kind of stuff is really something that I grew up. I knew that I wanted to do this, right? Okay. I'll tell anybody, I can see myself being 90 in a little recliner with my iPad asking people, now how that make you feel? How that make you feel?
Right.
Let's bust out the feelings wheel and talk about it. So, yeah.
Okay. Now, so the letters behind your name, help me out here.
All right. So MSW, I have a master's in social work.
Okay.
LCSW means I'm a licensed clinical social worker, which is AKA a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go take a state board, all of that. Well, no, it's a national board actually to be able to practice. CCTP, that's a certified clinical trauma professional, which means that I specialize in trauma. I'm also a sexual offender treatment provider. I cut off a lot of letters because it's a lot to be writing up there, right?
Oh, she got more letters.
Yeah. My letters.
All the letters.
Is that all my letters? Oh, I'm a child forensic interviewer. That's another thing. Okay. And I'm now an EMDR and hip hop trained therapist as well. So I got a lot of stuff. When I pop my shit, I can, I'm popping it right.
Oh yeah. Pop that.
All the stuff behind it to be like, oh, she might know what she's talking about.
Right. Listen, so how did you come to starting your practice?
So my private practice, I was in agency, like community agency work, and you just kind of get whatever comes through the door. And that's a quick way to get burnt out because you don't really get to pick and choose your clientele. You just, like I said, you get whoever comes in. And so I got burnt out doing that, and I went into corporate America for a little bit. But even in corporate America, I was like, I miss being a therapist, right? Like,
because I was going to ask, so when you were in corporate, it wasn't therapy work?
No, you have to have a license to do the position that I was doing, but it's not therapy at all.
Okay.
So I missed it, and I was like, I have to find a way to still do what I want to do. So pivoted into a private practice, and because I was working 9 to 5 in corporate America, I was like, so how do I make this work? So I offer outside of traditional hours on the weekend, stuff like that, right?
Okay.
Well, corporate America don't be corporate in sometimes. So recently I had to pivot this into a full-time practice.
Okay.
So I get to be a therapist. I get to pick and choose who, I cater to, and I do cater to people of color, Black women specifically, that kind of trauma. When I say like sexual assault, domestic violence, all of that.
A lot of that happens in our community. So
And we don't,
yeah.
what goes on in this house stays in this house. And I tell my clients, if you've ever heard that saying, you're in the right place.
Right.
I'm here for you. I get it.
Listen. So speaking of that, because that's where I was going next, is that, I want you to talk about like the importance of having therapy, because I've heard too many times what you just said, what goes on in this house stays in this house, but also people like, ain't nothing wrong with that boy. He just need to pray.
He need a whooping.
Right.
He need to pray. He done got hold to some bad stuff. All of these different things, instead of actually calling it what it is. It's mental illness, however you want to put it. And not even on that scale, right? Let's just think about the anxiety that we feel getting pulled over by the police.
Absolutely.
That's something that's specific to us. I'm a Black mom. I have 3 big Black boys. Sending my Black kids out into the world, anxiety, right? Because you got your hoodie on, Trayvon. You go into the store, you never know what's going to happen. Black boyfriend, Black brothers, it's hard. So the anxiety associated with Black people in general is real different. Then you can take it to a whole nother level. Think about how you heard about Beyonce and Venus with almost dying during childbirth. And how, that's post-traumatic stress. That's more than just, the what is it called? After you have the baby.
Oh, postpartum?
Postpartum depression. My mind is blank. It's more than just postpartum. That's post-traumatic stress, right? Because now I'm stressed out about going to the doctor. I could die because they don't listen to us.
Yeah, right.
They feel like, we might not know what we're talking about. So it's a lot of different things that go into mental health when we're talking about our needs, and we don't address them because it's crazy.
Right.
You ain't crazy. Therapy is for crazy people.
Right.
Therapy is for everybody. I have a therapist.
Oh, so the hood hippie therapist has a therapist?
Every other Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because who am I going to trauma dump on, right? I can't tell somebody that you need to do X, Y, and Z. I'm a person that believes in doing a piece of your own work, right?
Okay, right.
I can't tell you that you should do self-care, or you should journal, or you should come and talk to me if I'm not practicing what I preach. So I've been with my therapist now for 3 years.
Okay.
And definitely life changes for me.
So, what do they say? Mind, body, soul. So, of course, we run to the doctor when we're not feeling good and things like that. We need to incorporate therapy to help with that mind. Actually, it's probably soul as well into that.
And body.
Okay.
It's a circle, right? Say that somebody is in depression, right? They're having a depressive episode. You don't want to get up and go work out, but working out is going to make you feel better.
Yeah.
But you don't want to do it because you're not there mentally. But if you can talk through and have somebody process through that with you, then you might be able to get up and go to the gym. So now you're working out, you're feeling better physically, and you feel better about yourself mentally because you were able to process through and do a thing that you didn't want to do. So it's a circle. It's a cycle.
Okay. Yeah. So just how do I show up? Because you got the virtual appointment options. Can I bring my bonnet?
Please.
Or can I just yank my wig off?
Take that wig off. Come with your bonnet. Come with your Cleo braids.
Okay. Yeah.
Bring your tea. Bring your blanket. Bring your fur baby, because mine is going to be on camera. If she didn't act so crazy, she would have been here today. But you seen Luna.
Yeah.
We can't
Luna's kind of cute too.
She cute, but she bad. So yeah, that's the whole thing. Is I encourage people to show up as their authentic selves.
Okay.
Because we as Black women are policed. You can't wear bonnets out. You can't wear your pajamas. Right. You can't do that. Why? And especially if you're in your home, you show up however you want to, doing whatever you want to. I'm not gonna tell you can't. Oh no, don't drink. Oh. If you want to have some wine, you're in your home. I can't tell you not to. Why would you get up and get dressed to come sit and talk to me on camera?
Right.
Come in your fancy pajamas. I'm probably going to be in mine.
Okay. I can lay down too on my couch.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I have literally had people that are depressed, right? I don't have it to get up and take a shower.
Yeah.
I don't have it to get up and eat. I'm forcing myself to sit here and talk to you. You don't even have to cut your camera on.
Okay.
Be in bed, blanket over your head because the light is just too much for you. But just as long as you're talking to me and we're processing through, you show up however you want to.
So tell me, like, one thing I know, because a lot of our viewers are business owners, and the stress that comes with that, you know that as well, starting your own practice, you know. Yeah. We're not depressed, right? You know, we may not identify with the people that need therapy, but, you know, give me some words for these business owners like, hey, you might feel okay, but running a business is a lot going on.
It's stressful. You need somebody to process with. It's feelings wheel is my favorite thing. I wish I brought one with me. But so when we're talking about what we're feeling, everybody can identify mad, happy, sad, angry, right? But what happened for you to get there?
Yeah.
And my thought process is that something happened, you didn't identify it, it went to something else, and now you're angry, right? Or you're sad or you're depressed. Anxiety shows up in so many different ways, right? Like we're talking about the fluttering in your heart, the tightness in your chest, your stomach doing flip-flops. I'm nervous because I'm about to start my own business. I have some anxiety associated with that. I'm anxious because I don't know if I'm going to make enough to cover, you know, my business bills and stuff like that. So, yeah, anxiety is definitely something that shows up. And why are we not talking to somebody about that?
So me talking to you, I personally get anxiety when I got to go to networking events. I don't want to talk to people, but I know I got to. So, do not want to talk to these people, but you know, I have to get myself out of that and stuff. So, you know, me booking a session and stuff and talking about it, like, what is it? Is it just me dumping on you? Or, you know, I get some?
I actually tell people you can't dump on me, right?
Okay.
Like I'm a trauma professional. I'm trained for this. I'm a therapist. So don't ever feel bad about coming in and just unloading everything. But it would definitely be us identifying what the problem is, what the challenges are associated with that problem, what your goals are, what you can do to meet those goals, and what I can do to help you meet those goals. So if we're talking about, you know, you have anxiety about doing public speaking, well, let's start with little activities, right? How about you striking up a conversation with somebody when you're buying your coffee? And then you come back and tell me what did you feel that in your body, right? Was it your chest being tight? Was it your heart fluttering? Was your hand shaking? Were you sweating? And then let's process through how we can make that a better experience for you so that you can build yourself up to have a conversation or, you know, do public speaking. But you got to start small. We can't just jump off the porch.
I like that. Right. Now, are you going to tell me it's my mama's fault? You know, because you know people hear that, right? They hear that like, listen, it's all your mama's fault.
It's your mama's fault, your daddy's fault, your daddy ain't love you, your sister what? As much as we don't like to think that a lot of stuff is associated with our childhood, it is, right? How did you get here? What happened?
Right.
So, but I'm never one to be like, oh, it's just somebody's fault, right?
Yeah.
Something had to happen, but you will find some therapists who's like, well, your mama didn't do, and you didn't get enough hugs, and that might be the case. But let's talk about what was your mama going through to where she wasn't able to provide those things for you that you felt like you needed.
I like that. Now I want to circle back because I don't think I asked yet. Eclectic Clinical Solutions. Yes. Eclectic. She said eclectic. Tell me, how do we come up with that name?
Different, diverse. I'm not a one-size-fits-all type of person, right? I feel like that's very, very cliche and very white.
Okay.
I'm all about decolonizing therapy, and a lot of things that you're taught in school is their way of doing things, right? Why does it have to be one size fits all? Why can't I give you some EMDR and some CBT and some solution focus? But first I have to know what you need. Yeah. Eclectic. It's all about being different and diverse. And look at me, right?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you know, the hood hippie. You know what I'm saying? Got the grills in, you know, let them know.
So relatable though, right? Like I said, it helps to have somebody that looks like you, that speaks the language. I don't want to go into therapy and code switch and have to explain to my therapist what it means if I no cap.
Right.
Period.
Yep.
That's a good man, Savannah, right? Just certain little things that are lived experiences for us across the board. And that's what I mean when I say it helps to have somebody that looks like you and talks like you.
Very relatable. Yeah. And you get it, so we don't have to spend that time.
Yeah, so what does it mean for no cap?
Right.
Now we only get 55
right, those
minutes.
My
and
minutes.
I done spent 10 trying to explain to you what no cap means.
Those are my minutes, and I want them back.
Or my homegirl said, that's a good good man, Savannah, and the therapist is like, well, is he a good man? Girl, you don't get it. Just, this ain't it. This ain't the session for me. It's a lot that goes into being who you are, being authentic, and that's my biggest thing. Is I feel like I got shut out of a lot of places because I don't look how a therapist is supposed to look traditionally for them, but my clients love it.
Right.
So, and that's all that matters. I don't have to, go sit on somebody's board or do all, which I will, but I don't have to do those things in order to be recognized, because the people that I serve see the authenticity and know that I'm serious and I love what I do. So that's what matters to me.
And I want to touch on that. Somebody that looks like me, I would definitely feel way more comfortable coming in a room with you and just sharing, because it makes me feel comfortable. Now, if it was somebody, in a suit or something and very uptight, I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing.
Right, got the collar all the way up to here, and I'm supposed to come and tell you my deepest, darkest secrets. How does that work?
Right.
You don't even look like somebody that I want to talk to, but I look like your auntie. I look like your homegirl. I look like your sister. I look like somebody that you might just strike up a conversation with.
Right. Okay. So I want to get away from that for a second, and I just want to have one fun fact about you that people may not know.
I'm an excellent cook.
Really?
Man, what? This country got all these collard greens and
right.
cornbread.
You don't hear it? The collard greens and skillet cornbread.
I didn't get this wagon I'm dragging by not being able to cook.
Okay.
I can cook, and I love to cook.
Oh, yeah.
I cook like somebody's grandma.
So you put that love in there, that soul in there. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Good
So
stuff.
I love to cook. My granddaughter loves to come and get her macaroni and cheese and cornbread. That's what she gonna get at Nana's house.
Okay. Now, so you're a Nana. Yeah, she's a Nana, people.
Yes.
Yes.
My sweet love.
And she's 5, right?
Yeah, she'll be 5 this year.
Okay, cool. Now, do you do the Thanksgiving, the Christmas dinners, all of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Last year was the first year that I didn't due to my leg, but usually I do a Grinchmas brunch.
Okay.
My sister and I, we're extremely close, and my little brother, we all live in Greensboro, so my sister cooks too.
Okay.
So we're going to get together, and we're going to cook.
It's going to be a spread.
Yeah. Now, I don't do the ham and the red meats, but she'll do that. I'm doing the turkey and the chicken, and we getting it in the kitchen. You going to eat with us for some days.
I got to come to Greensboro. I
on.
like to eat.
Ask Reagan about my gravy.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So, how does one book a session? How do we work with you?
I'm on all the socials, the TikToks, the clock app, as they call it.
The clock app.
Kids say. I'm hip. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and I also have a website, which is www.eclecticclinical.com. You can find me on Facebook as Eclectic Clinical. If you start typing in the lady, I'll come up, because that is my.
Okay.
You know how people be like, you need to go talk to the lady. I'm the lady. Come talk to the
nice.
lady. You can start typing that in on Facebook. I'll populate there. And I also have a Facebook page, which is Mary P. Jackson, LCSW.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as far as, because I think I had somebody on the previous episode talking about insurance, and I'm like, people think just insurance costs a lot, and I'm sure people think therapy costs a lot as well. So, what does that look like?
So it depends. I offer a sliding scale, and I love to tell people about the Loveland Foundation, which is specific to the demographic I serve, which is Black women. The Loveland Foundation, all you have to do is be Black, be a woman, be 18 plus, and apply. They pay for 12 sessions of therapy for you.
Nice.
You get 4 vouchers. You find a therapist. I think you can look on Therapy for Black Girls to tell you the therapists that accept them. You go to do your 4 sessions. You send in your little survey, do another 4, and then after that, I work with my people as far as, a sliding scale or whatever it is that they need.
Okay.
For men, Black men, I think it's the Boris Henderson. It was founded by Taraji P. Henderson for her dad. Yeah. They offer free therapy for Black men.
Okay.
She Smiles is another one, but I offer a sliding scale. A lot of us accept insurance, right? Like a lot of people think, like you said, that therapy is crazy expensive. I have some people that pay $20 because their insurance covers the rest, and I don't think that people are very cognizant that insurance does pay for therapy.
Okay. Now, what about with people who are in corporate and they may get EAP, Employee Assistance Program?
Yep, accept that as well.
Okay.
There are several insurance companies that allow that. Spring Health is one that you can that is just for you to use your EAP. So yeah, I take all of that.
Now, how simple I heard your website, and listen, she threw out a lot of links, people. I'm gonna make sure I put them in the description. So don't be pausing and rewinding. I'm gonna put it in the description, so you're good. But your website, I can go on there and book. What is kind of like the intake process? You're not gonna psychoanalyze me in this website, are you?
No,
Okay.
I'm not. The website is extremely simple. I always tell people to book a 10-minute session, right? That's a consultation, so that we can see if we vibe. So you go on, you book your consultation. It's gonna come to my website. I'll have to accept that appointment. I'll accept it, and I'll send you a little bit of paperwork that explains my policy practices, payments, things like that. And it'll also have a little questionnaire. The questionnaire helps me prepare myself for the session. So when we go into talking, we already got, an understanding of this is what my problems are, and this is, what you want to do with the problems, how you want to process them. That's the 10-minute consultation. Then from there, we will schedule our next session. Now, if it's insurance requires, and this is something a lot of people don't know, insurance requires a diagnosis.
Diagnosis? What you mean?
So with
crazy?
Insurance, if you're going to use your insurance, which I don't have a problem with, but if you're going to use your insurance, in order for me to bill insurance, I have to give you a diagnosis of something that has to be a medical necessity. For insurance to pay for therapy. I also accept private pay for people that don't want to use their insurance because they don't want that diagnosis on paper, whatever the diagnosis may be.
Okay, I didn't know that either.
You absolutely have to have it. It could be something simple like post-traumatic stress or an adjustment disorder or something like that. But in order for insurance to pay for any therapy, we have to do an intake process.
So is the first appointment? I want to use my insurance. I got to get a diagnosis. Do I pay for that first one to get the diagnosis?
No, insurance will pay for what's called the comprehensive clinical assessment or diagnostic assessment. So, like I said, you would send in your paperwork. So you would fill out the little questionnaire, send it to me. That's your 10-minute consultation. From there, I would schedule you for the comprehensive clinical assessment, diagnostic assessment, whatever you want to call it. And then from there, we would get into your actual sessions and talk about, what your goals are. Like I said, we could do a treatment plan. And do you want to do bi-weekly? Do you want to do weekly? Do you want to do twice a week? Insurance won't pay for twice a week. Private pay does. So, yeah, it's a lot of little steps, but it's not as difficult as people think that it is to get started. And it's cheap.
Yeah.
Everybody is not charging $250 a session. My sessions are like $125. Sliding scale, we'll talk about it.
Right.
And then, like I said, you have the Loveland Foundation vouchers and insurance. And EAP is so many different ways to get it paid for. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Open Path is another good thing that you can look on. Open Path, which I tell people that they can use it, but just talk to me before using Open Path, because Open Path is to help you find therapists that do offer a sliding scale. But you have to pay them to help you find that therapist. I'm already telling you that I offer a sliding scale, so there's no need to go through Open Path. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Listen, this is good stuff. I want you to, because you've given a lot of information. We've already tackled that. Therapy is not taboo like the community thinks. There's nothing wrong with you per se in that sense, right? But there is things that we are dealing with, and we need to talk to somebody about it. I heard you say you've been with your therapist for 3 years. So like, is this an ongoing thing? Should I expect to have to be working with somebody?
That is a really good question. Did you prep for this?
No. that was listen, I'm trying to get my answers because I'm trying to book some.
That is a really good question. So with therapy, what I tell people is it's my job to work myself out of a job. So if you start out once a week, I need to be stepping you down, right? Unless something catastrophic happens, then we need to be stepping down and then just going into what maintenance therapy looks like. So with my therapist in the beginning, when I first started talking to her, I had a lot of stuff going on. So I was seeing her once or twice a week. Then we stepped it down to bi-weekly. Now it's every 3 weeks. And it only went to every 3 weeks because I had some more circumstances happen. But before that, it was maintenance therapy as needed. Hey, girl, I need some help processing through this. So, yeah, definitely not. I don't feel like you should have to have therapy every day or every week. Forever, that's a lot, right? If that's the case, what am I teaching you in therapy? It's my goal and job to teach you skills and, ways to try to handle stuff on your own so that you're not dependent on me.
Gotcha. So, if someone has the consultation, or if they've been working with you for a while and then something happens, let's say, because you're outpatient, let's say that, they need more intensive work and stuff. Do you refer over
Absolutely.
and help them?
During the consultation, if it's something that I know I'm not comfortable working with, I'm not finna sit there and play with you or me.
Yeah.
I'm very cognizant of what's outside my scope of practice.
Okay.
And so if I know that I can't help you, or even I get people all the time that I don't accept their insurance, I'll help you find a therapist that does. I'm that committed to people getting therapy. I'll do whatever it takes to, help you get whatever it is you need.
Good stuff. Listen, I've enjoyed this conversation, and I hope it helps someone. Yeah, for sure. So tell us one more time, and again, I'm putting it in the description. Just tell us where we can find you and your website.
You can find me at www.eclecticclinical.com. Is this gonna be up?
Yeah.
Tell them to
scan
this
that
barcode.
Scan that. That's gonna be easy.
That is gonna take you directly to my website so that you can book from there.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Wonderful little barcode deal for the people that are, just scan it.
Right. Hey, yo, I shot that, by the way, people.
You did.
That's my work.
Yeah, so just scan the barcode. You can find me there. You can find me on all the socials with either the Hood Hippie Therapist or Eclectic Clinical. I'm
Good
Hood
stuff.
Hippie Therapist on the Clock app. I think, yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. So I appreciate you taking the time talking to
I
me.
appreciate you having me because we don't talk enough about mental health in the community.
Right. Yo, hope y'all enjoyed this, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bye, y'all.